Hey guys, so this is going to be my next video on how to add and subtract negative numbers and basically the easier way to do it. And this is what my pre-algebra teacher taught us before we even got into PEMDAS or order of operations. So in the last video I showed how to get rid of the parentheses and make it a little more easier, and then you essentially turn into these problems here. Now when you get into these, there's two rules to understand to make this easier. So like what I got here is a number line. So if you're dealing with certain problems like this, when I got problems, I'd always picture a number line and I'd think where it is on it. And then if you're adding, I go to the right, and if subtracting, go to the left. So if you even get something like this, so I'd picture over here -8. Okay, so I'm adding, so now you have to go over 10, so I get to 0. Now you must go over 2 more. And that just adds extra time and extra thinking. You might screw yourself up. So using these rules actually gets rid of that, and you know your sign right away. That's why I always picture the number timeline, so I make sure I get my sign right and then get my number. But if you use these rules, it can help eliminate that and make it a lot easier and quicker. So the first rule is when the signs are the same, keep them and add. Simple as that. So in these problems over here, notice how all these signs are the same. You have, in this case, 2 positives, 2 negatives, 2 negatives, 2 positives, 2 negatives. Now the signs, so this one right here stating -6 -4. One thing not to get confused on is even though this indicates it's a negative and this indicates you're subtracting, it's still the same thing. It's still the signs. If you were to flip these, -4 -6, you get the same answer. So don't get confused on what is indicating negative or positive, or you're adding or subtracting. It's the same thing. And over here, when the signs are the opposite, subtract them and take the sign of the larger number. So I'll show the examples of how to use these and how to simply make it easier. So on this one, this will apply to all of these. So when the signs are the same, keep them and add. So like it says, when the signs are the same, keep it. So right away, you already know what your sign is going to be. You already know your answer is going to be negative or positive without even have to picture this number line. So right here, this is obviously an easy one. We know 5 plus 5 is 10. But notice that right here is an invisible positive and another positive. So we know right away the answer is positive, and then add. So 5 plus 5 is 10. So now this one, now when we get to the next one, like I said, how I would essentially do it before is, so I start on the -6 side, so I start at -6, and so I'm subtracting, so I go over that way to the left 4, and I end up with -10. And that's right, but that's extra thinking. But like the law says, when the signs are the same, keep it and add. So these signs are both negative. I don't even have to picture this anymore. Right away, I know my answer is negative. And now you just simply add them. 6 and 4 is 10. The signs are the same, keep it, right away, negative, and add them. And that's 10 and 2 is 12. The signs are the same, positive, keep it, and add them. Positive 12. And again here, the signs are the same, they're both negative. I already know the answer is negative, and add them, 16. So it's simple and easy as that. You'll get a lot of these when you get farther up in your math, but this just saves a lot of time and headache. You're not picturing this number timeline to make sure where you are. You're just simply knowing your answer, what the sign is right away, and then you just make your calculations easier. So again, when the signs are the same, keep it and add. So in this case again, the signs are both negative. Right away, keep it, and then just add the numbers. Then we go over here to these ones, and it's basically the opposite. When the signs are the opposite, so you get a -6 and a 2, subtract the numbers itself, take the sign of the larger number. So I like to do the sign part first. So for example, in this case, take the sign of the larger. Which number is bigger, 6 or 2? 6 is bigger, and it's a negative, so we know right away our answer is negative. And then you subtract them. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So I never once thought of this number timeline here. I just straight up knew my sign right away, and then I subtracted them and got my 4. Same over here. This may be another easy problem. We know 5 minus 3 is 2. But again, which sign, take the sign of the larger. 5 is larger and is positive, so we know right away that our answer is positive. And then subtract them. 5 minus 3 is 2. And same over here. Take the sign of the larger. 8 is larger and it's a negative, so we know right away our answer is negative. And subtract them. 8 minus 6 is 2. take the sign of the larger. 10 is larger, it's positive, so our answer is positive. Subtract them, and you get 2. 8 is larger, so our answer right away, and it's a negative, so our answer right away is negative. And then subtract them. 8 minus 3 is 5. Then take the sign of the larger, negative 8. 8 is larger than 5, and it's a negative, so our answer is negative. And then subtract them. 8 minus 5 is 3. So hopefully all that can make it a lot easier for you. I know it definitely helped me when I learned it in pre-algebra, and it just makes the math that much easier and solving it that much simpler and easy. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. In my next video, I'll finally go into order of operations and PEMDAS. Thanks.